today. And the crowd you see here today, if they vote for PDP, is there any party that can defeat them?
We went back to our people to convince them and make them realize that there is only one party in this state, which is PDP. They bought into our project. We have been able to give them a very transparent leadership in the local government.
Since the return to democratic rule in 1999, the PDP has been the ruling party in Delta State, and they are not ready to give it up yet, which is why it's opening its arms to receive more members.
Our Deputy Senate President, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, has urged the Presidential Advisory Committee on National Dialogue to ensure that the unity of Nigeria remains sacrosanct as the nation prepares for the conference. Senator Ekweremadu, who gave this advice while receiving members of the committee on a visit to the National Assembly, also condemned the call for Sovereign National Conference, describing it as an invitation to anarchy.
Today, what we have in our Constitution is the process for amendment. There is no such provision in this Constitution that can successfully power a new Constitution. So we borrowed the example of other countries that have had this kind of experience, like Zimbabwe, Kenya, Brazil, to bring into our Constitution some framework that can support a possible new Constitution in the future. So we've made this proposal in the amendment process we're doing now, and I'll tell you clearly that the Senate have passed that proposal. Because if we say that we're a country that believes in the rule of law, we must do everything in accordance with the law and not the rule of the tongue. So when we hear people talking about sovereign national conference, referendum and all that, there must be a legal basis for it. So you don't wake up when you have a constitutional government in place and say you want a sovereign national conference to impose the will of the people on the rest of all of everybody without the legal basis. So that's absolutely very difficult. Other countries have had this kind of challenge, and what they did first was to provide a legal basis for what they're doing. Otherwise, we are calling for anarchy.
Nigerians have been asked to give the proposed national conference every support it deserves so as to serve as an avenue for national reconciliation and rededication to the task of national development. The Middle Belt Forum, in its presentation to the National Conference Advisory Committee in Jos, believes that the conference will not be a gathering to discuss how best to dissolve the nation, but a patriotic platform for finding lasting solutions to the problems of nation building.
Members of the Presidential Advisory Committee on the proposed national conference are in the North Central Zone to meet with Nigerians regarding the selection of delegates, the agenda for the conference, its recommendations which can be finally adopted into the Constitution, among other things, in Jos Plateau State.
We want this conference to be a conference of the people of Nigeria, a conference ruled and possessed by the people, not something imposed from above. But that can mean that the agenda of the conference itself must be something proposed by the people. In other words, the issues that the people want to talk about.
At the gathering, which includes political leaders, non-government organizations, several ethnic groups, the Middle Belt Forum made a presentation on its expectations for the conference.
We are strongly of the view that the proposed conference should be allowed to debate, discuss, analyze, and indeed dialogue on all issues with the objective of reaching consensus on how best to order the affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria so as to ensure and reinforce the unity, cohesion, stability, security, peace, social harmony, progress and development of the Federation.
From there, the committee paid a visit to the Plateau State Governor, Jonah Jang, who called for the cooperation of the National Assembly on the conference.
The National Assembly should not feel threatened. We cannot keep saying that because we have a National Assembly, we're taking the people have elected them, we're taking over their responsibilities. It's not their responsibilities there, it is the people's responsibility. And so they should accept whatever the people want, if they are true representatives of the people. And I believe that the National Assembly should not have the final say on the result of this dialogue.
The North Central Zone have voiced their concerns for the proposed national conference. But as the Presidential Advisory Committee continue its consultations nationwide, Nigerians now expect that the information gathered will ensure a successful national dialogue.
The All Progressives Congress has described the proposed national dialogue as a diversion from national issues. Addressing journalists in Abuja after a meeting of the party's National Executive Committee, the interim National Publicity Secretary of the party, Lai Mohammed, said the party is not averse to meaningful dialogue and that the proposed conference must be honestly handled.
We want to make it clear that our party is not averse to meaningful dialogue. However, this government has completely lost focus. They can't handle our economy. They cannot handle education, welfare of our children. The polity under them is on fire, and with corruption has developed legs. So we really see this national conference on their part as nothing but a diversion to run away from serious issues of our governance. We in AP...
President Goodluck Jonathan will tomorrow, October the 23rd, visit Israel on a pilgrimage. While in Israel, the president is also scheduled to meet with President Shimon Peres, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and members of the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. Talks between officials of both countries are expected to focus on the enhancement of bilateral relations between them. A press statement signed by the president's special advisor on media and publicity, Ruben Abati, indicates that the president is also to meet with the president of the Palestinian National Authority, Mr. Mahmoud Abbas. The presidency, however, denied reports that President Jonathan is leading a delegation of Nigerians to Israel, saying it's only a coincidence that the visit is taking place when some Nigerians are already in Israel on a pilgrimage also.
Okay, so you're done with that, Gloria?
That's it from here, Ijoma.
All right, and I was going to say that it's fantastic that that's all been cleared up, you know, the whole visit and them being on pilgrimage. I guess